Thanks for tuning in to the episode of King by the King Media TV. And once again, I'm your host, the Devil OG Guru of Boxing, Ted King. Hey, you know what? We're giving a little update today on what's going on in the climate of boxing. So guess what? We got a new fight coming up. I believe it's going to be on May the 2nd. And that fight was going to be headlined by Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero. They're the headliners in this particular fight. And guess what? They're also going up in weight. They're going to be fighting at 147 pounds. So both of these guys are starting their campaign at 147 pounds in the 147-pound division. So guess what? We got that bad man in Ennis, waiting for them to come up, to make these fights. So it's going to be that 147-pound division should start to heat up a little bit with these new guys coming up, such as Ryan Garcia, Rolly Romero, also Devin Haney. Devin Haney's up there as well, and he's fighting on the card as well. So this is going to be fantastic for the 147-pound division. I'm excited because I think that, once again, that glamour division, the welterweight division, is about to start heating up. And even, I believe now, it's might as well look to see also, it hasn't been talked about that much, but the takeover, you know the man. The takeover is going to be up there as well, fighting out at 145 division. I'm going to try and take a look and see if I can find this here fight card so we can talk about it a little bit more. But this, this here fight card should be very exciting because, we got the takeover in there and Teofimo Lopez as well as Devin Haney. And I believe, I'm not sure, but I believe that Devin Haney is fighting Jose Romero, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna look that up real quick so we can get this understood as to exactly who Haney is going to be fighting. But it's going to be should be a very good. And here's another thing. This is supposed to be in Times Square. Now people are saying, well, how are you going to get this fight with the crowd and all these other people in the middle of Times Square? And they haven't talked about how they're going to do it, but obviously this is where the fight is going to be taking place in Times Square. So, they want to say it's Times Square boxing. That's what they call it. But let's take a look at this and see what they're talking about here. All right, so we have the Times Square. This is going to be the Times Square. Hold on a second here. Let me get this so we can see exactly what we're talking about here. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so it says here, Fatal Fury. So that's what the promotion is, called Fatal Fury. So this fight here, let me see. Let's see what we got going here. Okay, so it says here it says a look at the three fights headlining May 2nd. So the fight's going to be on May 2nd, boxing card in Times Square, which is very, very unusual for the fight to be happening in Times Square. And we got boxing division ranking. Where does Roach? Okay, that's another thing we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about this Roach, but let's talk about this real quick. Let's talk about this Times Square situation going on. So what we got here, hold on a second. Let's go here. So we got the Times Square boxing card preview, the three fights headlining. Okay, so we got Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero, and this is going to be it says here by Nick Parkinson. While details about how Times Squares will be transformed into an outdoor boxing venue remain unclear, there is no doubt about the quality of the event. The May 2nd three-fight card was officially announced at a news conference at Palladium Times Square on Tuesday. Some of the biggest names in boxing will be on the jam-packed card, fighting to set up even bigger fights later this year. Jerron Booth's Ennis, I'm sure. From Ryan Garcia versus Rolando Rolly Romero to Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez and Teofimo Lopez versus Arnold Barboza Jr. We break down the fights and rank them in three important, in order of importance. So yeah, let's go ahead and break this down real quick. We got Ryan Garcia, of course. Okay, Ryan Garcia is minus 900, which means you have to bet $900 to win $100 versus Rolando Rolly Ramirez, which means if you bet $100, you win $550 for the junior. It says junior welterweights, but this is not going to be a junior welterweight. This is going to be a welterweight fight. Ryan Garcia can't make junior welterweight. Garcia 24-1-1, no contest, 20 KOs, makes his ring return after a year-long ban, and there will be expectation on him to deliver following his last display, despite the controversy around it. Garcia has not fought since he dropped Haney 3 times in a decision win that was later ruled a no contest after he tested positive for a banned substance. With Haney also on the unique card, the winner of this bout, especially if it is star attraction Garcia, will progress to face the victor of Haney versus Ramirez. Okay, so that's the fight that they're navigating this whole card to end up, for a headliner between Haney versus Ramirez. A rematch between Haney and Garcia in Saudi Arabia in October would generate plenty of interest, which it would. Las Vegas resident Romero, 16-2 with 13 KOs, has an impressive 81% knockout ratio, but does he have the power to trouble Garcia as he steps up a third weight class? Romero, 29, lost. He's 29 years old. Lost 2 of his last 4 fights to Isaac Cruz and Devontae Davis by stoppage. Garcia, 26, from Los Angeles, who also succumbed to Davis 2 years ago, throws punches with power and speed. This fight should steal the show. I agree with that 100%. And then we have Devin Haney. So if you bet 120, my bad. If you bet $1,200, you'll win $100 on the Devin Haney fight if he does win. Versus Jose Ramirez, if you bet $100, you'll win $650. That's how the ratings go. Haney, like Lopez, needs the highlight after more than more than a year away from the ring. Haney has not fought since he suffered a major setback this past April when he was dropped 3 times by Garcia in a majority decision defeat. That Garcia failed to make the weight and then failed a drug test for a banned substance to render the fight a no contest. Does not totally let Haney off the hook. He couldn't avoid Garcia's left hook, and he lost, and the loss was damaging. Haney needs to make up ground to set his earning potential. Okay, let me say that one again. Haney needs to make up ground or see his earning potential diminish. And this is what this whole thing is about with these wins and losses. They have for whatever reason, these losses supposed to diminish the fighters' crowd appeal, which it didn't have any effect on the great Sal Canelo Alvarez, because if he takes a loss, his crowd appeal is still going to be there because his fans are so loyal. But in this case, I guess makes sense that this would be a problem moving forward if Haney was to lose another fight, because of the fact that he doesn't have that platform that or most fighters, all fighters, I should say, do not have that platform that the great Sal Canelo Alvarez does have. Okay, so it goes on to say, this fight gives 26-year-old Haney of Las Vegas the chance to regain some momentum, and his slick skills should be too much for the 32-year-old Ramirez. Both will be making their welterweight debut, and Haney, 31-0, 1 no contest, 15 KOs, can rediscover the form he was in during 2023 when he beat Valencia Lomachenko and read his progress. He will once again be eating at the big table. After defeats to Barboza and Josh Taylor, Ramirez, 29 two ATKOs, a former unified junior welterweight champion with Avenel from Avenel, California, will be fighting to save his career, and that makes him dangerous. Absolutely. Now this guy, Teofimo Lopez, you have to bet $275 to win $100 versus Arnold Barboza Jr., where if you bet $100, it'll bring you back $210 for the Lopez WBO junior welterweight title. This is arguably the one fight that we might see, in my opinion, a very competitive fight, and is more leaning toward maybe I would say a 55, 45 boxing affair. It's not a 50-50 fight, in other words, but it's very close. Garcia versus Romero is officially the main event, but here it goes. They're thinking the same way. But Lopez is the highest ranked fighter on the card. ESPN is number one at junior welterweight. Garcia, with his massive social media following, is more widely known. But Lopez, 27, from Brooklyn, New York, has a pathway to grow his profile with a prospect of a title unification fight against Richardson Henshins for later 2025 should he beat Barboza. So they're saying that Garcia out of New York, if he beats Barboza, it lines him up for a more lucrative fight against Richardson Hitchens. But Lopez, 21-1, 13 KOs, must do better than his last outing in June when he convincingly outpointed Steve Cloggett, yet failed to shine in his own over Jermaine Ortiz just over a year ago was met with boos for a lack of action. However, Lopez, a two-division world champion, showed he can rise to an occasion when he beat then pound-for-pound king Lomachenko in 2020. But Barboza's threat level could bring Lopez back. But let me say that again. And Barboza's threat level could bring Lopez's best on perhaps the biggest stage of his career. Barboza, 32-0, 11 KOs. So this Barboza, with only 11 KOs, he's not a knockout guy. Not with 32 fights and only 11 KOs. From Los Angeles, deserves his shot for his breakout win over Jack Catterall. Catterall is a good fighter. In the Englishman's backyard of Manchester last month, Barboza, 33, won a split decision, and the late bloomer will enter his first world title contest in the best form of his career after also beating former champion Jose Romaro'S in November. Can he pull off an even bigger upset? So that's what's going on the landscape as of this upcoming fight card on May the 2nd. So let's take a look at this boxing divisions rankings. Where does Roach land over controversial draw with Tank Davis? And I called that fight. And I thought that it was a very close fight. Also, I thought that, I didn't think that, to be honest with you, with that kneel down, I didn't think that they were going to give it to Gervonta Tank Davis. But then again, I was also thinking that, okay, he's a cash cow, he's a money guy, they probably will. But here's a little bit of the commentary on the fight that I gave on that night with the Gervonta Tank Davis fight. Okay, let's see. Is he gonna call it a knockout? We do it again. Is he gonna turn his head and went back the other way?
like he got hurt, and then he went back to the corner, like he could do that. He getting hurt right now. Yeah, he getting hurt right. He was hurt then. He getting rocked a little bit. And this is the first time we've seen Devontae Davis get rocked, and he getting rocked quite a bit. But now he got to fight. Yeah, he got to fight. He got to fight. He got to fight. Yeah. Yeah, Lamont is trying to come forward, and Devontae Tank Davis is catching and then getting hit. But he just caught Roach. But Roach is coming back. Yeah. Roach blocked all that. And then Tank Davis is going to the body. And they're both in the middle. Now they're throwing punches. Both of them are throwing punches. Yeah, they're both in the middle around throwing punches. Davis is trying to answer to Lamont. Lamont Roach is trying to answer to Davis. Tank Davis. Yeah. Starting to pick up quite a bit. Trying to pick up. Yeah, we got a lot of things going. Okay, that's the jab. Got to try to Lamont Roach try to throw uppercut with a left foot behind it. Davis is now in the shell, not throwing very much. Roach gets in the shell and counter it. Roach hits him with the right hand. He hurt him again with the right hand. Roach is don't look like he's gonna win this round. If he wins this round, he might win this fight. Okay, Roach is still trying to catch. Now Davis is trying to counter it. Get him on those traps. Yeah, get him on those traps. He had a double left with a right hook, but he recovered really quick from it. They're going to end the round.
All right, so that's what the call I gave on the fight. You're on the ninth round. Yeah. I said I gave that round to Roach.
Excuse me. He had to win that round, but he won as soon as Devontae Tank Davis turned around and go to the corner like he could. And again, you just can't stop and go to your corner and stop the action. But that's what he did. So I mean, he lost that round. So here we go. He got hit with a jab and then he goes down. Yeah, he got hit with a jab and then he goes down and goes to a corner like he was hurt. I mean, like he had got hit with the body. He got hit to the groin or something. But he did get hit to the groin. He got jabbed and then he stopped the action and went to a corner. He lost that round. Yeah, should have called it a knockdown. Yeah, should have called it a knockdown. You're going to have to come out here and establish yourself now. Mm-hmm. Interesting fight.
Yeah, that was the call. Now, see, again, Devontae Tank Davis had to win. All the rest of the rounds, in my opinion, in that particular fight. I don't think he won all the rest of the rounds. And so, the outcome of the fight, of course, we know now was a draw. The question is in some people's mind, will Roach, when they investigate the fight, will they give Roach the nod and say, hey, he was the winner of the fight? That's probably not going to happen. Roach is going to have to go ahead and go on to bigger and better things, or maybe get a rematch. But I don't think that's going to happen because I believe that Devontae Tank Davis is probably going to fight somebody like Lomachenko. And if he fights somebody like Lomachenko, then he'll be probably looking at. Well, he might look at. Well, let's put it this way: if Devontae fights Lomachenko, unifies with Lomachenko, he'll probably try and unify with one of the other two lightweight champions, which we're probably looking at Shakur Stevenson. And Shakur Stevenson will probably be the one that he'll be fighting with next. So that's what I got. I think that he's going to probably try and fight Lomachenko. I think that's how he's probably been put in the, the fight bookings. To fight Lomachenko, and then of course if he beats Lomachenko, then he'll probably fight maybe Shakur Stevenson, or he might fight Shakur Stevenson next, because that's what Shakur Stevenson is probably trying to garner a fight with Tank Davis. So that's what the unification process looks like. Where does that put Lamont Roach? There's some talk that Lamont Roach and Shakur Stevenson would be fighting. So with the chitter chatter and the actual what is going to happen, you have to surmise certain things. If Lamont Roach goes over to, which has been reported, that Lamont Roach is going to be going over to Top Rank, will leave the PBC brand and go over there to Lamont Roach. Excuse me, either leave the PBC and go over there to Lamont Roach will go over there to Top Rank. And Top Rank and Shakur will be probably trying to get something together to where, because Top Rank has both Shakur Stevenson and my guy, Mr. Davis, Keyshawn Davis, Mr. Keyshawn Davis. So I don't believe that they want to put them. I don't think that Top Rank wants to those two Top Rank lightweights to put the fight. So I'm thinking that Lamont Roach would probably fight anybody. It would be probably Shakur Stevenson. And Shakur Stevenson will then probably fight the winner of the Lomachenko, and if Lomachenko even comes out of retirement, Lomachenko and the Devontae Tank Davis. So that's the way that, if that happens, if Shakur Stevenson loses against Lamont Roach, that's the way for Lamont Roach to be able to get that rematch. Either way it goes. Lamont Roach, if he does go over there to Top Rank and does sign a contract, he's going to sign a good deal for 3 fights at least. So that's what's probably going to happen on that end. Then, of course, Keyshawn Davis will probably come together and fight. Well, I'm not sure who he'll fight in the interim, but he'll probably be looking to fight one of those guys that emerged from those three belts. And because he's got the IBF. I believe he's the IBF lightweight champion. So, all this, let me make sure on that. Make sure that I got that right. Where Keyshawn Davis is he's what belt he's holding. Keyshawn Davis championship. Okay, so let's see what we got here. So so Keyshawn Davis is a WBO lightweight champion of the world, having the title on February 14, 2025. The American boxer knocked out Dennis Berinchek in the 4th round of their fight in Madison Square Garden in New York. So yeah, that's what he has now. He has a WBO championship to be precise. So yeah. So anyway, we've got a lot of things going on, and once again, we're getting the fights that we want to see. Was definitely that fight was definitely couldn't see that coming. I didn't see that coming as far as the performance, but I could kind of feel it coming as the fight progresses, because I was thinking that this guy right here they know each other, and Lamont Roach definitely knows how to stay away from those traps that Devontae Tank Davis sets. So that's going to be the blueprint moving forward. Lamont Roach did give the blueprint on how to beat and compete with Devontae Tank Davis. He actually gave a blueprint moving forward. So these guys, especially for a fighter like Shakur Stevens, a defensive fighter, will be able to make him miss and make him pay if he's aggressive enough. If Shakur Stevenson is defensive, he's going to be defensive. But if he is counter defensive, he could actually win the fight against Devontae Tank Davis if he just looks to sees what happened with with the fight with Lamont Roach. He have an opportunity to go ahead, and we have an opportunity to exploit and dissect some of the things that Lamont Roach did, because Lamont Roach didn't necessarily take a step back. We know that Shakur Stevenson is going to take a lot of steps backwards. He fights off the back foot quite a bit. Lamont Roach did not necessarily fight off the back foot as much as we know that Shakur Stevenson probably will. So Shakur will definitely have to try to counter his way in to be able to get the victory over Tank Davis. So we will see. We will see. Yeah, we will see. But yeah, so that's what we got on the fights moving forward. I believe that there may be something else on the horizon that I can't quite remember, other than the fact that we will be having fights with Canelo Alvarez, and we got Bud Crawford, Terrence Bud Crawford, and that fight's still on, and they're still set for September. So that's what we have moving forward with these great fights. But yeah, so that's what we got. And we don't have anything else coming up. But updates. And I'll give an update again. Anything else come up, that I see that I can report on, I will definitely pass it on, and we'll all get all this information together. And hopefully, these fights will happen, because the fight over the weekend, or let's say this past weekend, but with Gervonta Tank Davis, was quite entertaining. It was while the fight was going on, it was very, very, very strategically put together, and not necessarily a lot of action, but definitely a lot of strategic maneuvering in the boxing ring. So that made the fight interesting. And then, of course, I never seen Tank Davis actually get hurt, and Lamont Roach was definitely hurting him. So that's something that the other fighters that fight Tank Davis can learn from. How to attack him, and how to stay away from those counters, because those is what kills most of these fighters. Those vicious counters that Tank Davis is able to garner on his opponents. However, we're not necessarily, because there was a lot of things going on in the Tank Davis's camp with this new trainer. Well, not necessarily new trainer, some head trainer, Ferris wheel that was going on, getting on and getting off, and then getting back on again. I mean, I don't know what that was all about, but maybe a little bit more consistency when it comes to trainers going forward may help Tank Davis a little bit better. But if he doesn't fight Lamont Roach, it doesn't really matter, because he's on to the next, which probably would be Lomachenko, if they can get Lomachenko to come back into the fight. But this would definitely give Lomachenko some confidence fighting Tank Davis, especially with his movement, in and out movement, should possibly confuse Tank Davis, especially when both of them are southpaws. So we'll see what we'll see, right? But yeah, so that's what we got today. Once again, this has been brought to you by our sponsor, which is Advertising My Name, which wants to help people make money while they sleep. They and also, if you don't forget to subscribe, and of course give it a like, and hit that thumbnail for likes. Also give a comment. You can also give a comment, and don't forget to remember that our sponsor wants people to understand how to make money while they sleep, which is your opportunities and collaboration, networking with your friends to generate the success through social media, internet, career, manifesting a lot of success with your contacts and communities and colleagues through your relationships. And also, remember, you don't need to have all you need is a computer. All you need is a computer. And what it is that you need to understand is your network is your net worth. How building strong relationships can help you achieve financial success. And that's our sponsor, Advertise My Name. Go over there to www.admy.name, my.name, name, add my name, advertising marketing. Once again, I'm Ted King, your double OG Guru of Boxing. Thank you for watching, and until the next one, we'll see you.